We here, man.
Yeah.
Six Talk with the OG, here with man himself, Earl OG Flags, man. We here, man.
Yeah.
We are here.
Yeah.
We are here. Episode 1, Six Talk with the OG, here with man himself, Earl OG Flags, man.
Man, this is dope. This has been something that we've been talking about. We've been plotting on. We've been trying to put in the mix. Me, you, and Steven have been really putting a lot of hours into this.
Yes, sir, for months now.
Episode 1, man, here we go. I'm excited. I want to get coaches here. I want to get players here. I want this to be a platform where we can create and distribute content that's really helpful to people in the game.
Absolutely.
So, this is going to be dope, man. I'm excited, man. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Here we go.
What are we talking about? The business of basketball?
Yeah, the business of basketball, man. That's the main one right here. I was on the phone, as you guys know, earlier with a football player, and a new coach. A coach has left, a new coach has come in. All the stuff that goes with that, and trying to get to him to give him some good advice that he needs. And that it really relates to all revenue generating sports, which means sports that make money for the schools. And as far as like the business of basketball for college players, it's just changed so much, man. You know what I mean? Like,
what's changed?
The advent of NIL, that's changed everything, man. And now with the transfer portal, I feel bad for high school kids, really, because previously, 2 and 3 star guys that were good players, man, they would have 5 to 7 good offers, opportunities to go play. Now, when you think about it from a coach's perspective, if you're trying to win, do you want to bring a kid out of high school, or do you want to bring a guy that's been in college for 2 years, maybe not getting a lot of tick, you know what I'm saying? But he's been in college, he's been in the training, he's been in the weight room. He's probably, exactly. He's further along. So it squeezes the high school players out. Not the elite, but
I was going to say like that. Like the 3 stars.
5 and 4 star guys still going to be cool. Yeah. But the 3 star players, Steph Curry was a 3 star player. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dudes in the league.
A lot of greats.
Guys that were under recruited or not really recruited that much in high school. But it's changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
most
for
definitely.
guys now, so many young players, it's like they don't understand that there's a whole business going on around them. And they just kind of doing their thing, and they've been hooping, and that's love, and I love that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a business, dog. Like, essentially, you work for the university if you're a college student. And, a university, like we're right here near Arizona State, that's a multi-million-dollar business going on there, man. So it's serious business, it's serious people, and they're trying to make money and support what it is they're doing. So you're dealing with adults with wives and husbands and children and cars and mortgages and life, making these decisions. And here you are, 18, 19, 20, like, you're not prepared really to have those kind of conversations because it's just, you haven't been exposed to that in life yet.
Yeah. So like, what would you say is like the biggest thing, an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, or any D1 athlete, needs to be aware about the business of basketball?
Is having somebody explain to you what's going on and helping you navigate where you play and what your decisions are around NIL, transferring, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Understanding what that means. That's the most important thing. You have a lot of players right now that are doing it on their own, doing it with mom and dad, and they're taking tremendous discounts. They are getting vastly underpaid. That's the main thing I want some of y'all to understand that don't have a guy, that don't have a group, that don't have a company, that don't have any business structure working for you. You are getting underpaid. And it feels cool because you didn't have any money. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when you don't have any money and you get some money, man, life is good.
You take anything. Yeah, facts.
But the reality is they're getting you for a big discount.
Right.
This is a whole business structure that's set up around like a collective, which is a body at a university that distributes funds to the players, scholarship athletes.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of professional people sitting around trying to figure out how to divvy up that pie. And here you are young, and this is your first foray into major business. You're not getting your value, man. You know what I mean? It's like I tell, my kids, my nephews, you know what I mean, my youngins that I love. If you walk on a car dealership, y'all too, if you walk on a car dealership right now today, you leave here to go get a car, and then I walk on that same car dealership an hour after you leave, who you think gonna get a better deal?
You. They taxing me.
They're taxing.
They're trying to fleece me.
They're trying to fleece you, my guy.
For sure.
No cap. So that's the same thing that's going on. They're just, I've got a ton of experience. You've got very little experience.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, you know, just being in the sports management game, like getting to, getting to know more with like about you and to know more about the business just over the past like few months.
Yeah.
I realized like how prevalent it is a business.
Yeah.
And like
you got
how
a crash course.
Yeah. Like hands-on, like
Yeah.
how many of these guys who should be getting paid way more aren't getting paid what they're supposed to.
Right.
And it's really it's eye-opening to the average college or sports viewer because they don't really look at it that way.
Exactly.
And in that perspective, or even the average D1 athlete don't look at it in that perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, when you think about being a high school hooper, man, you're trying to get that first O. That's
Exactly.
what it is. You're trying to get that offer.
Yeah.
And then you get more, and then, you know, you're seeing kind of where you're at and how you fall. And then the next thing you know, dog, you have to deal with, you know, what the NIL is going to look like. So if you're doing that by yourself, they know you haven't done it before.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's negotiated NIL for over 200 kids over the last 2-3 years versus, or maybe not quite 200. Let's say a guy who's running a collective, he's doing 5 or 6 schools. He's doing, you know, 50 kids a year for the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. And this is your first one. So mom and dad think they know. Maybe dad played, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They think they know, but.
So would you say that's the easiest mistake a D1 athlete like can make trying to do it themselves? Is the NIL aspect of things? Mm-hmm.
Yes. And communicating with coaches about your role, where you're going to play, who else is getting recruited behind you, style of play, that kind of thing. They're only going to be as honest with you as you know to ask, right?
Yeah.
But they know, you know, like a lot of times with coaches with me, like, you know, you have to be able to tell me the truth, and it has to be able to work out, because in the future I'm gonna have another kid that you're gonna want. So our relationship is gonna be predicated on how well you treated the last one.
Mm-hmm. And like I want similar to when you were talking to our fans or our OG6 family about keeping the main thing, right? So like it's important for our athletes, you know, to that, and that's mainly what they focus on, is just mainly being the main thing. But it's can you also piggyback on why it's important to have someone help manage that business aspect of, because they're doing the main thing, right?
Yeah.
But
because see, for them it's hoop, right?
Yeah.
They're hooping, and they love hooping, and you know the thing I try to get them to understand is everything that's around the hooping. That's the main thing: sleep, discipline, not getting caught up on social media, females, kicking it, you know, blowing your money. Like, you got to keep the focus where it needs to be. But then on the other hand, you have all this business going on around you. The main thing is taxes. Like, if I give you $100,000 to play at, you know, school X this year, like, you're going to get a tax bill for that. You know what I mean?
I guarantee you, like, 90% of 18-year-olds going and getting these NIL have no idea how to manage their money.
Yeah,
absolutely no idea.
Yeah. IRS not forgetting that.
No.
So if you underperform, or if you underpay your taxes this year, like, that's gonna come back on you. 5-6 years, here comes a letter, certified letter, right? And then you get a job, and then now your paycheck is getting garnished. That means you get paid, the government takes what they owe, what you owe them because you owe taxes, and then you get the rest.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Like, dudes need to understand you have taxable income. So you need a tax situation set up, you know what I mean? Understanding how to file your taxes so you don't have these problems.
Yeah.
Like, that's real.
They don't want them problems.
And
we don't want the IRS problems.
Yeah, you don't want those problems. You don't want those problems.
Yeah, they just think it's all sweet.
Yeah.
You know, first time getting that type of chunk of money. Yeah.
That's what it is, right? For a guy who come up hard, who didn't have much, you can fly your mom out to the games, you can fly your dad out to the games, you can put them up, you know, in a hotel, you can give them a little spending money. Like, it's nice, man. You know, it's the fruits of your labor, which is dope, but you know, it's important that you understand that you're getting the best deal for yourself, because now, like, you're gonna make this money you have 4 years of eligibility. So you add in a red shirt or whatever case may be, 5, 6. If you've been here long enough, you get a COVID year. But like, this money ends. this money ends.
Yeah, because, man, it's such a small percentage that go pro.
Yeah, like if you're not getting drafted, right? So
Right.
let's say you finish your career, and let's say your last year, let's say you made $200,000. You made some good money your last year. If you're not getting drafted, right, then your options are a free agent contract, an Exhibit 10 in the NBA, no money. A two-way undrafted, very little money. Or overseas, which in a lot of cases, in most cases, you start low. See, the overseas money can get good, but you have to build. Right?
Yeah.
So now you're getting Euro stats. Now you're
It's like a commitment.
Yeah. So before the money gets good, you could be, 3, 4, 5 years in, which is great. You know what I'm saying? But you're trying to tell me you're going from having a $200,000 a year salary to having what, 50? You about to have some money problems.
Facts. Facts.
You about to have some money problems. And if you didn't budget and manage your 200 right, you know what I mean? Now you got bills that, you're paying on a $50,000 a year salary. If you can get that, like that's really good money. 50 grand is really good money for a first year overseas guy.
Yeah.
Like people think it's sweet. You know what I mean? Like the guys you see that are making money in the NBA were first round draft picks.
Yeah.
That got guaranteed money that are on a two-way.
I feel like I've heard so many overseas stories about cats who try to do it by themselves and try to go overseas and represent themselves, represent their money. And they don't get they don't really get what they're supposed to be getting. Like,
and it's tough
they're not
too.
paying, right?
It's tough too because you're out of the country.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
there on a team's dime. They put a contract together for you that is very team friendly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The stuff that they require you to do, the stuff they have set up. Some leagues are not financially stable, so you don't get paid on payday. And then your contract, it says we have up to 3 consecutive paydays to make up for one. So now you don't get paid for 3 paydays. Let's say you get paid twice a month. So that's a month and a half you haven't gotten any bread. No penalty to the team. They just had to get you that one check, so then now they're 2 behind. It's difficult to read. It's difficult for me to read a contract. I gotta take my time.
Do some colleges do that too with some
So here's the deal. Here's what they don't tell you about NIL. Most colleges, I won't say most, some colleges have a collective. Y'all have heard that.
What is a collective?
A collective is a third-party body that distributes funds to Division I athletes for particular sports. Back in the day, all the money a school had for sports went to the athletic department, but they weren't paying the players. So the athletic department paid all the bills for the particular sports. Now, that's done through a collective. So you have to engage in a written contract with the collective for what your pay is going to be. And then the collective has certain requirements, certain rules, things you have to abide by, social media posts you have to do, certain obligations, things that you have to do to get that money. So you better read your contract and you better understand what it's saying. And then for schools that don't have a collective, I mean, that's essentially word of mouth.
Right.
That's essentially a coaching staff saying, hey, this is what we can do. And then, for a lot of guys, I promise you, that same 100,000. And you sign your letter of intent and you're here, and that 100,000 turned into 75 because they had budgetary issues or they had problems. So you just got short at $25,000 because you didn't have anybody handling your business. So that's what it cost you. Or 50, or I promise you 50 and you get 20, or I promise you 40 and you get 30, like all up and down. You know what I'm saying? It's a complicated game, and it's tough because even with me, for a player that didn't get any money at stop 1, my most important thing is to get that player money at stop 2. It's my most important thing, right? So I'll be flexible with you on stop 2 because I got to get money in this kid's pocket, right? I'm trying to help him take care of himself and start his life. Now from step 2 to step 3, now we already got some money. So now's when I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to pay to get this kid, right? And plus I have more of an understanding of the kid's skill set and what he can do and how he can impact a team. But it's just that business development that happens that, mom and dad and the player, they're missing on. So they're going
naive to the business.
Yeah, which isn't their fault.
No,
You know
at
what
all.
I mean? You asked me to do coding right now. I'm not
You
gonna
don't know
what
that
you're
part of
talking
it.
about.
Exactly.
You ask me, like, we talk a lot about our social media analytics. That's just me in a learning platform because you guys know it. So it's people just don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
But it's important that you have somebody that that can help you with that. And you know, I have kids. I've been involved with players for so long. Like, it's important for me for it to go right. You know what I mean? I have players that parents send me Christmas cards, thank you letters, call me out of the blue. It makes me feel really good when I help a player get to a level or a platform that they couldn't get to.
Is that another aspect for you that you really like thoroughly enjoy? You know,
Yes.
the aspect of just having that relationship with this kid.
That's my favorite part. You know what I mean? Like Duke, for example. You know what I mean? Duke was a high school freshman on the freshman team.
Yeah.
And then Duke was a sophomore on the JV team. And then Duke went to Pangos. That never happens. That'll never happen again. You ask any player at Pangos, they started varsity as a freshman. It's Pangos. What are we talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his journey has been incredible, man. So the fact that we got to that, what Malcolm turned into, what Christian Tucker has turned into, like, what players, what little hero, man. I met him as a little youngin', like,
Dylan
he's
Chavez.
Dylan Chavez. He's about to be the guy.
Watch out, New Mexico.
You know what I'm
Watch
saying?
out.
He's about to get to it. Like, that dude is smooth, and to see him grow and develop and meeting him so long ago and recognizing his talent, you know what I mean? Like, and Five, for example, I met Five as a freshman, you know what I mean? When
That's
like,
motivating.
Five gonna be cool. Like, seeing what he's done now, man, that's incredible, you know? So I enjoy that. And you just want everybody to get what they're supposed to get, right? And I learned this, you know, really like with some of my first NBA interactions at Wasserman. Like, there's enough to go around. There's enough for everybody to be straight. You just have to do business the right way. You know what I mean? That's the key. Do good business, and then you're dealing with people on a regular basis. And like I was told a long time ago, I don't want us to stop at deal one. I want you and I to do deal one and it goes well, and then we do deal two and it goes well, and then we do deal three and it goes well. Because now, once we start getting up there, the deals get better, right? And we have trust, and we've done deals together before, and everything's been cool. We get to the fourth and fifth deal. Now we're both doing some really cool stuff. So that's kind of my whole flow.
Yeah. I love that. That's definitely important.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about the portal, though. It's coming up.
Portal getting ready to open, though.
It is getting ready to open. Can you explain to our viewers, what is the difference between transferring inside the portal window versus outside the portal window? I feel like not the average cat knows that.
That's a good question. So the transfer portal is, have you seen the Dr. Pepper commercial? There's a Dr. Pepper
So
commercial.
sweet.
It's a
My fault.
hurricane.
I got the...
It's a hurricane, and it's like sucking people out. And they're like, oh no, it's a transfer portal. There goes our quarterback. There goes.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
I got you.
And dude's holding on to the Diet Pepper, Dr. Pepper, and he don't want to give it up. Shout out Dr. Pepper for a dope commercial, but that shit is like a very funny satire of what the portal is. Like, the window opens. It's a 45-day window opening for basketball.
Okay.
And there's only one window in basketball. I believe there's two in football currently. But there's one window in basketball. It's 45 days, usually the Monday after the Natty, right? So it opens right when the season ends. So if you move with, technically what the NCAA says is, if you transfer within that portal window, you go in during the window, you come out during the open window, you're immediately eligible. We don't need to talk about it. We just need the paperwork from the school you left and the school you came. It's the simplest way to get immediately eligible at your next stop.
Gotcha.
If you transfer outside the window, so let's say the window opens in late March and closes in, early May. If you go outside the window, previously as a first-time transfer, you'll be able to move outside the window, but you do need a waiver. And if you're a first-time transfer prior to the new rule, that was a fairly easy waiver to get. But sometimes it can be backed up just because of, how long the line is of people.
The abundance, yeah.
Yeah, so I try to tell people, move one in the window, make it easier on yourself. Because you do have a little bit of wait and see kind of, if you will, if you're outside of the window. And sometimes you have to move outside the window, but you really need to be dealing with a school that has a very strong compliance department that can communicate with the NCAA effectively and get responses effectively, so you do not linger in terms of your eligibility status waiting on a waiver.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it all comes down to. In the window, you don't need a waiver, right? So I can leave Arizona tomorrow and I can go to Texas on Tuesday, and I'm immediately eligible when I'm inside the window. It's just simply some paperwork that's got to get done. Outside the window, a little bit more complicated. So again, it's important that you have people that understand what the process is to move outside of the window, so you're on top of that, right? Because you're at the new school, so you're not going to be talking to the assistant coach or the head coach. You're not going to be talking to compliance. I'm going to be talking to compliance.
Exactly, yeah.
Where are we at with this waiver? And then I have relationships with the NCAA. So I'll call the NCAA. Hey, you guys have a waiver that you've had for 31 days. Can you give me a status update on that waiver? Like, I'm going to be doing all that to get you cleared, to get you eligible.
Do you know exactly when that window opens? Like, when have they announced that yet? Is that announced?
They probably have. Yeah. Generally speaking, the window opens the Monday following the Natty.
Oh, okay.
So we can look it up, because the Natty is generally played on like a Monday night. So then that following Monday, the portal will open.
Let me see.
And then, as you know, like, coaches get fired right after the Natty. Some get fired when the season ends. But,
right.
Used to be traditionally Black Monday when all the coaches would get fired.
Really? Back in the day?
Man, they would fire them coaches right after the national championship.
What?
It's like the football right now. You see all these NFL jobs coming open. Season ended, dudes just get fired. You know what I mean? They didn't even wait till after the Super Bowl.
Right.
Because it takes too long now. They moved it back. They're like, nah. Patriots fired Belichick the day after the season ended. San Diego, that coach got fired during the season.
Yeah.
Right?
Los Angeles now.
That's right, my bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it goes. So in basketball, the portal technically applies to players and coaches.
I see.
You know what I mean? So like the young coaches we have, which we'll get to later, you know what I'm saying? The portal affects them greatly too, you know what I'm saying? Because new coaches go to new positions and need to fill out their stats.
Yeah, does the business affect coaches as well?
Absolutely, no question. So like, for example, we'll take Arizona State. Hurley come off a 20-win season. He had a massive portal influx of talent, and then at the year end, he had a massive departure of said talent. Arizona State had one of the largest amount of players depart the portal without a coaching change in the country.
Really?
So they struck gold when they come in, and whatever happened, I plead the fifth on that, all the players left. Now he retooled, right? And he's on track. If Hurley gets to 20 games this year, back-to-back 20 seasons, might be a good opportunity for him to see what he can do moving on. I know Jermaine Kimbrough there. He's the top assistant. He's one of the hottest coaches in the country.
Shout out Kimbrough.
Yep, shout out Jermaine. He might move on. You know what I'm saying? So let's say that, Jermaine Kimbrough gets a really good job somewhere. Then now all the young coaches, he's going to need to fill out a staff. So you're going to want to have an opportunity to get on his staff, show your value, show what you can do.
Right.
If Hurley moves on to somewhere else, same thing. As coaches move, staff positions open up, and then also players open up, because certain players like certain coaches, like certain philosophies, and want to go play with them.
Yeah.
So the portal is the world stops when the portal's open now. Like when I moved Duke and Malcolm from Arizona State last year, portal was going crazy. Right, and people saw, I got in and out of there fairly quickly, you know what I mean? But I have a lot of relationships, and it helped us to get to what we needed to get to quickly. And once we saw what we liked,
I like what you said right there. You got a lot of relationships. That's a big key.
That's the key.
That's the key in this business, and I feel like that's the key. A lot of D1 athletes. That's why you got to have somebody.
Yes.
Because of the relationship factor. You'll be out here trying to get in contact with a coach, and he don't hit you.
Right.
He don't hit you. He don't like you. He got another guy that he like more, or so and so. You know.
Yeah. You gotta have a guy, man, and you gotta have a good guy.
Yeah. There you go. A good guy.
When they used to do Nike camp, the guys would come up and they would have people come and talk to the kids, and they'd say, "Raise your hand if you got a guy in here." And a lot of people would raise their hand. and some people didn't. And they would say like, you know, you need a guy, right? And then the next conversation was, you need a good guy, right? My career is not going to be made or broken on one player.
Right.
It's just not. You know what I mean? My career is a body of work that I've done, and what fuels me about my career, what drives me about my career is doing good work and helping players that need help. So I'm going to help you whether that benefits me or not. You know what I mean? So you got to have a good guy in this, because you need those relationships, and you need to be able to communicate with people to get, you know, figure out what the deal is, because they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you who else they recruit.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to tell you that.
No.
What they will tell you is, I got another guy in your position, so if you don't commit to me, I'm going to sign the other guy. They're going to put a gun to your head and threaten you. That's just facts. You know what I'm saying? Now, they're not going to do that to me, because I'm going to be, you know, communicating with them regularly, and they're going to need me for something else.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot of players coming up in the portal this time, so it's going to be important. And I'm connected to people that have a lot of players in them. So it's important that we have a good relationship, that I trust you, that as a coach, you know, of a school that's interested in one of my players, and I put you in front of the parents and I put you in front of the kid, everything goes right. That's important.
Does the dynamic of college basketball now kind of have a similar dynamic of the pros? Or is it still different?
Yeah, it's still different, man.
Yeah.
Like, the game is so different.
Yeah.
And because there's NIL now, because there's good money here, there is a little bit of a direct correlation between pay and play that maybe wasn't so pronounced as before. But, I mean, it was still pronounced, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just didn't hear about it.
Exactly.
Dude gets a scholarship to, you know, certain school. He don't play well. They recruit over him, and they ask you to leave unofficially. You know what I'm saying? So it still happened, but you know, the league, that's different, because you're really trying to like build a career for yourself. You're a professional. You know what I mean? So
straight pro.
Kind of steps. Here, it's a business, but you're still a collegiate athlete. So the dynamics are still a little different.
Got you.
Know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah.
What year are you going on now in this business?
Hoop game?
Hoop game. Hoop game.
We're talking like almost like 30 years, dog. Like, I started coaching a long time ago. Like, when I got hurt in college, you know, I bounced around trying to figure out what I wanted to do and trying to figure some stuff out, and then ended up graduating from UC Davis. And I was coaching there, man. I was coaching 5th and 6th graders. I was coaching junior high basketball. You know what I mean? I started coaching, helping players develop, helping them get better, helping them go to the right high school. You know what I mean? It started then, you know what I mean? And then, you know, my life has taken different turns. When I graduated from college, I went to work at Charles Schwab, which is one of the top financial institutions in the world. So I learned money. And I had a lot of clients. So as I started there in mutual funds, I then moved to high net worth mutual funds. So I'm only dealing with people that have over X amount invested at the company. So when you deal with high net worth people, they're very interesting, and they're often very forthcoming. So they'll tell you a lot about themselves and their lives, and they want to get to know you because, you know, you're handling $3 million of their money, so they want to know you.
Right.
So I just learned a lot about money, talking with a lot of wealthy people for 8 hours a day at work. So that was invaluable to me. You know what I mean? That was really an important time for me. It taught me money. It taught me business. It taught me a lot, dog. And then I kind of fell back into hoop. You know what I mean? And you know, so off and on. It's been off and on, but I've been in basketball a long time. I've seen the landscape completely change. And you know, the good thing about NIL, the good thing about stuff like that, the changes that have come, is that, you know, you don't have to do as much stuff under the table that was done in the past. Not that I did anything like that, but you know, it's all out here now. It's a business format, so you know, it's important that you just understand what the format is, and you know how to take care of that shit.
One thing that I really value about you is that you admire you really like put your financial aspect like you admire your financial aspect and how you can apply that to the athletes that we represent.
Yeah, and I got lucky, you know what I mean? Like I got a job where I had to learn money as a business. So I got lucky because I didn't know money like that, you know what I'm saying? But I learned it so I could help people. You know, I remember helping a lot of friends with their 401ks and their first jobs, helping them get set up. Friends that have kids, 529s, you know what I mean? UTMA accounts, like just helping people understand money.
Everything you're saying right now,
all
the D1 athletes that you talk about have no idea what that is.
And that's real, you know what I'm saying?
No idea.
That's real. Like
they heard a bunch of numbers, 401k, 519, whatever.
Like, for a young person right now, dog, this is the best free financial game I could give you. If you could start an IRA right now, if you could start a simple individual retirement account, which you could set up for yourself, which you could set up online easily, the amount of money that you could make from an IRA, starting an IRA in your 20s, man, I'll be long gone by then when you start withdrawing it, but you'd be kissing and hugging me, pouring out some liquor for me in heaven for what I did for you financially. So now that we're sitting here right now,
puffing your favorite cigar.
My challenge for you guys is in this calendar year to open up an IRA for yourself.
I'm gonna definitely
either talk to me about it.
Definitely gonna do that.
I'll help you get it set it up.
Definitely gonna
or go do it on your own. That's my number one challenge to all young people out there with more than 2 nickels in their pocket. Set up an IRA account for yourself. It could be a Roth account.
I was gonna say
it could
Roth.
be a traditional account. It could be either one, but set that up. And if you want to talk to me about it, we can talk about that.
I will be talking to you about that for sure.
For everybody, like if you want to talk to me about that, we can have a conversation about that where I will help you set yourself up.
OG6sportsmanagement.com. You can find the information there to contact us.
Real rap, you know what I mean? And if you don't get anything else out of this other than that, then I really helped you with something that you're going to be very happy with in your future.
That's dope. What's the difference between a Roth IRA and a regular IRA?
So a traditional IRA, it's all taxes, right? So a traditional IRA is what they call a trad. A Roth is a different type of instrument for the same account, right? For the same individual retirement account, which is what an IRA is. A Roth, you pay all your taxes on the way into the Roth. So when you get your money, you're just getting cash money, tax-free, right?
That's fair.
On the way in on a traditional IRA, you don't pay any money pre-tax. You get taxed on the return. But if you take the return on a recommended distribution level, meaning when you're supposed to take it, then your taxes are minimal, right? But it's really for a person that has a larger amount to invest early, I always tell people to try to be pretty equally diversified. If you're older and you have a lot of money that you want to get in and try to make some money on, then you will probably go primarily Roth, right? Because you want to be able to get money in, get it to grow. I'll take the tax hit now, and then when I have it, I'm just getting tax-free bread. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but for a young person, I would just start with a straight traditional IRA. Now, when you get some more money and you're able to diversify your portfolio and have a little Roth and a little trad, I'm not mad at you. You're in the game the right way. But a traditional IRA, I would do that right now because a lot of companies will allow pre-tax contributions into that.
Yeah.
So if you're working a 9-to-5 job where there's like a 401k match or any of that stuff will all be pre-tax.
Spitting free game right now.
Yeah,
absolute
no
fire.
Cap.
Absolute fire.
No cap.
Yeah.
That's some real game right there. That's how the world works.
The world, facts.
That's how the world
That's the whole world.
Straight up and down. Yeah, man. Episode 1, dog.
6 talk with the OG, man.
Talk with the OG.
I can't believe we here. I can't believe we shooting this right now. Yeah.
We spitting game, and this is what we wanted. Right?
New locations coming soon.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm excited for some guests. I'm excited to get some coaches here.
Can't wait to have guests.
Some players here. I got a special guest I'm trying to line up. I'm trying to get to some real cool stuff.
Some one-on-ones, we can have group discussions. Have it all, man.
It'll be straight. And it'll be fun, man. It'll be a good time for y'all to get to know people and people to get to know you in a different way, in a different format.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'll be smooth. Yeah. What else you want to talk about, man? What else?
Coaches. We need to hit these coaches. We got to hit these coaches. Coming up Thursday, we got a big one. We got one of our coaches around, Peyton, over there at UVU.
Yeah, two. Peyton and Trey.
And Peyton and
two
Trey.
Young coaches.
GCU. We got 2. We got 3 coaches coming up at one game.
One game. Yeah, that's lit.
That's gonna be lit.
That's gonna be smooth. You know the thing, and this is my message to young coaches. You know, and I learned this being in the game. I would meet graduate assistants. I would meet director of basketball operations. I would meet entry-level coaches in entry-level coaching positions. And we talk and get to know each other, and we meet because I'm helping an AAU team, or I got a kid on the team, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And you know what I looked up and saw 5 to 7 years later from those guys? They had all gone like this professionally. They weren't GAs and doubles anymore. And then in another 4 years, they're assistant coaches. They're associate head coaches. You know what I mean? They're player development guys. They're assistant coaches in the G League. You know, like their careers, all of the coaches that you see today all start somewhere. Right? So when you get coaches that are young and starting out in the business, those are tomorrow's head coaches. And, you know, traditional sports agencies have no interest in representing coaches that are that new to the game. They just don't. That's just the truth, right?
Yeah.
Any coach that's gonna, first off, they won't even sign you. And if they do sign you, they're gonna give you no attention. It's
exactly
pointless and worthless. Well, I'll actually help you develop your career. I'll try to link you with other like-minded people. I'll try to get you on staffs. I'll try to help you to grow your career. And my theory is that I rocked with you when nobody else rocked with you. So when you become a big-time coach, I want you to repay that loyalty to me. I want you to be like, this dude believed in me when I was a young coach making no bread. Look where I'm at now. This is why I rock with OG6.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's my theory on it. I'm willing to invest in you long term, and I'm willing to get in on your investment when, you know, you're not making no money. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, like when I talk with a lot of athletes, and you know, when
that's real. That's real talk.
Real. That's it.
Yeah, that's real talk.
That's it. That's it. Dog.
That's real talk.
I'm
That's
to rock
love.
With you
that's
nobody else is willing to rock with you because I see your potential.
Exactly. That's love, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So run that
the
back.
business ain't really like that.
When we get up, exactly. And that's why, like when people say why OG6, you know, I've worked with Wasserman. I worked with Wasserman at a time they represented 1 out of every 4 players in the NBA.
That's
I rock with Clutch. I know a lot of large sports agencies. And it's good people that do good work. It's not like they're shady or shiesty or nothing like that. But the reality of business is the reality of business. Like, they've got top players that they got to deal with every day. So they don't have time to deal with a lot of other players.
For the young.
Right? But I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a call recently about a player who went in the early 2nd round last year at the draft. He had not talked to his agent after draft night in 3 months.
3 months?
Can you imagine if you sign with an agent and you're a 2nd round pick in the NBA and you can't get your agent on the phone for 3 months?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. You think he's working for you all that time? He can't return your phone call. You know what I'm saying? But that happens a lot because people get confused and think bigger's better.
Right.
It's not always the case, dog. They're not going to be able to work for you if you're in a place or a position.
You're not a priority to them.
Yeah. And it's not that they're bad people or they don't rock with you. It's just the structure of the business.
Yeah.
So for us, for OG6, like we have the benefit of the relationships, right? Like I rock with Clutch. Clutch is, you know, I rock with Cal. Like that's my dude. You know what I mean? Like we get down. So I have the benefit to tap into his network to help you. You know what I'm saying? But I'll still be rocking with you day to day, dog. Like I got you. I got, you know, moving to a new city. I got getting traded. I got getting assigned a 2-way. I have you in all different aspects of your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna care and I'm gonna be here. So I tried to create a model that filled in all the gaps. Right? These are the gaps that you have. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is. I'll invest in you when you're not a top 5 pick. I'll invest in you when you're a graduate assistant. Like I'll build with you and grow with you. I'll believe in you. And a lot of times I'm gonna work for free for you for a long time. So I gotta believe in you because I'm gonna work for free for you for a long time. But I gotta see that we can both get to a place where we can make some cool bread together. And if that's the case, then let's go get to it. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I give you some free game and some love, and I'm always here for you. Holla at me.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of, why this got to where it got to. And it's just grown so fast. That's what's been crazy.
Yeah. What month are we on? OG6 started, sprouted.
What month are we on?
Let's see.
This is what, January?
January. I think we started March 24th, if I remember the exact date when I started cooking. Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
So June, July, August.
That's wild. I got a call.
7?
I'm gonna meet this girl.
8.
Her name is Claire Ripley. Claire is a student at Grand Canyon. I told you, I've been getting all these people hitting me about interns.
Yeah.
I'm busy. I don't know. But her letter stood out to me because it was so well written. I was like, dang. And she has a background in social media. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna sit down and talk with her and see, what kind of value I'm bringing that to you right now. Like, we'll talk with her. We'll see what's up. Like, but we have people, young people that want to be involved with what we're doing, which is kind of my larger point. Like, people are taking the time to hit us up, to reach out to us, to be like, how can I be down? So that's how you know you're doing something.
Right.
People want to be a part of it. You were just telling me.
Just hit 400 followers today.
Yeah, from zero.
From nothing. Yeah.
And the coach that reached out to us today, like, people recognize that there's something here.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want players to understand. Like, at this time of year right now, there are players that I see that I like, that I want to communicate with, that I think I can help. And once the season over, I don't have to make no more phone calls. My phone will be blown up nonstop. You know what I'm saying? Because people are, now it's getting real. And this is what the college coaches want you. During the season, they want you to be focused on them and their team. And I understand that. But who's focused on you and your future? Who's focused on that? You think a college coach doesn't have his feelers out for what his next job is?
Facts.
Well, I know that's not the case because I'm helping college coaches signed with me and unsigned with me right now.
We see it all the time.
Get to their next opportunity, right? But you as a player, what are you doing to prepare yourself for your next opportunity? You're not doing anything. So then when it doesn't happen for you or you're scrambling,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you avoid that. That's really it, because that's what players need to understand.
Facts.
This is a business, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have a situation where you're preparing yourself for what's next, like everybody else is. There's nothing wrong with coach doing that. He's showing up coaching the team. He's doing a good job. You know what I mean? He's working hard for his players, trying to have them prepared and have the best season possible. But he also has an agent or a sports management company or somebody helping him find other opportunities. And players don't do the same thing. Feel me?
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, the game is real.
Man, we can get testimonies of cats that Tuck, for instance.
Yeah. The way I got that story, we'll ask Tuck when he's here.
Yeah, we're going to get Tuck on the pod. He'll have him get going down.
Tuck, you coming on the pod. He seen Duke and Malcolm hit the portal and come out, and he was here, and he slid up on them like, because they boys.
Yeah, I put up then too.
Yeah.
I remember.
And he was like, yo, what's up? And they were like, dog, OG hooked this up. Like, and I could, he was like, and then Duke and Malcolm came home that night. They were like, you should talk to Tuck. Like, we want you to help Tuck. Like, we got to help Tuck. And I was like, word, I'll rock with Tuck. Like, but then me and Tuck sat down and chopped it up. Like, dog, this is how that looks. So I'm not going to disclose any schools that, I may or may not be talking to right now about Tuck, but I think Tuck is putting himself in a situation to have a very successful experience in the transfer portal. And that's what this is all about. You playing hard, man. You working hard. Yeah. But you got to have somebody working hard.
You focusing on the main thing. Yeah. We focusing on our main thing. Yeah.
That's it. You got to keep the main thing.
The main thing. Come on now.
That's it, dog.
That's going to be the slogan. So we might have to get down the wristbands.
Might have to.
I might have to let Z know that.
Might have to. Let's keep the main thing the main thing.
Because he actually working on those tonight. Yeah.
It's easy to get away from it, But that's what this is. And this is like, the benefit of being older is that you've seen so much, shake in the world. Like, this is a short time in your life. This is a finite window. Like, once your eligibility is up, my guy, that's it.
That's it, bro. Real world.
Yeah. You got, like, at a lot of schools, you fly in charter or you're flying commercial, but you're not paying for that ticket. You're getting per diem money, you're getting your hotel, you're getting all your gear, all your shoes, you're getting free food on campus, your dorm is free, your electricity, all your shit is free. You chilling. When that eligibility is up, dog, that's it. You gotta move somewhere because you can't stay here.
Right.
So what do you have set up for yourself? And how do you think you're gonna have stuff set up if you haven't been working to set it up? You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens, you know. But I'm trying to just help dudes to avoid that, you know. Like this spring is gonna be crazy, man. We're gonna have we're gonna put together some great pre-draft stuff with Jesse here locally. We're gonna have a big time, you know, a lot of big time pre-draft workouts here. A lot of big time dudes gonna be in here. A lot of people are gonna be in here coming to see it. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be a great opportunity.
Is that gonna be an OG6 sponsor?
I think so, man. We gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? Because Jesse's got his train to go. We got OG6. Like we're gonna figure it out. But we said we were gonna do it, so we're gonna figure it out.
Train to go times OG6.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
We put together something really dope where guys can come and get elite level work, elite level exposure, and try to figure out where the next steps are gonna be and how it looks. And you know, you in the gym in front of a sports management company, man, in front of an NBA G League, you know, coach. You know what I'm saying? In front of people.
Networking is crazy.
Yeah.